Late night market Monday. We got your content schedule for this week, season 7, which we'll talk about once we get into Madden Ultimate Team Roster Revolution. The new promo of the week, and it looks to be a multi-part promo. All-Star Athletes Release 1. We have all the leaks, all the champions, all the LTDs. Your season 7 reveal will be on Wednesday, or I believe Tuesday. Yes, tomorrow. Tuesday evening, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, and then March 27th, your All-Star Athletes reveal will be on Good Morning Madden right at 10:30 in the morning Thursday. But that is your content schedule. Let's get into your MUT league, starting out with Roster Evolution. Actually, a pretty solid week, right? Kevin Zeitler, a right guard, Lions, Browns theme teams. I think he also signed with, the Jaguars, I want to say, this offseason. I'm not too sure on that. Maybe it was the Commanders. I don't know. Jonathan Grenard, a defensive end outside linebacker with some speed. Devon Achane should be a 99 speed running back. And then Adarius Washington, a smaller safety for the Baltimore Ravens. Now let's get into all-star athletes. Starting out, right, just kind of a brief summary of the promo, right? These athletic ability players, right, prove so exceptional that they transitioned into other sports. Upgrade your challenges, field pass, and there's a Pat McAfee. As you see, starter pack item, and there's multiple versions of him that you can upgrade all the way to 98 overall. He is going to start at 88 overall, and that is the welcome item. Here is the border for some stuff right there. We've got some chemistries, which I guess I'll click on here. We've got a team chemistry that goes up to 40 tiers, right, all the way, and gives +1 speed at the very, very end. Usually when there's stuff like this, it means there's a lot of cards coming out within a program to be able to hit this threshold and get the +1 speed. We also have an out of position chemistry that gives +1 speed and +2 to height. Yes, height, and that only requires 8 tiers. So 8 chemistry thresholds for whatever that is. So, and then there also is going to be a strat item, and it actually kind of goes into different sports, right? Basketball, baseball, track and field, and boxing. So you're going to be able to probably run 1, maybe 2, right? All-star athlete team camps, and you're going to be able to choose one of the strategy items to use. The strat items don't give out speed. I guess one thing to note with the speed boosts on both these chemistries, usually speed boosts are permanent. It's only strategy items that are temporary. So looks to be, but I mean, speed boosts at this point of the game aren't that important, right? Most players are really, really fast as it is, but just some things to note with the new promo. We also have some completionist sets, right? Champion, Hero, and Elite. There's a 98 B&D All-Star Champion token exchange that's probably a reward for completing, the completion sets, just like Team of the Year. We also have a strategy item exchange set. We also have a Ring of Honor Redux Fantasy Pack, round 1 and round 2. Also a Team of the Year All-Star Champion Fantasy Pack. We'll see on that. An All-Star Athletes Run Reward. So maybe there is a new event or house rules, right? We have, 89 plus All-Star Athlete Player Pack or 40,000 coin quick sell round 1. But there also is a Ring of Honor Redux Fantasy Pack round 1. Ring of Honor All-Star Fantasy Pack round 2. And All-Star Champion Fantasy Pack round 3. We'll see how these all align, but there definitely looks to be some sort of head-to-head event, house rules, MUT draft thing going on. We'll see how it compares to the house rules we've had the past few weeks. These are going to be your LTDs. We don't know if this is for part 1 or for part 2 later down the line. They're split up, right? But Patrick Ricard, Anthony Munoz, and old school Chiefs linebacker Bobby Bell. So some really good cards there. Fullback, left tackle, and a middle linebacker. And then Season 7 upgrade token, 99 overall. These players should start at 98 overall, and then they will be able to go to 99 once we have 99 overall champions, which I expect that to start with the Easter promo in a few weeks. We've got here, let's just do the All-Star Athlete Champions first up. I'll actually probably have the image zoomed in a little bit more for you guys to see. And we've got Deion Sanders, Randall McDaniel, Tony Gonzalez, Taysom Hill, Jim Thorpe, Jimmy Graham, Julius Peppers, and Julian Edelman. If this is just part 1, this is an awesome content drop. I really hope this isn't split down the middle and we only get 4 champions for part 1, then 4 champions for part 2. Because, 8 champions for, just the first drop, and then probably 8 champions for the second drop. Really, really good content. Some really big names there, right? Deion, Tony Gonzalez, Taysom Hill will probably be a quarterback / running back since we have Tony Gonzalez, right? We've got Jimmy Graham, Julius Peppers, and since we know there's out of position, there's probably a good chance Jimmy Graham and Julius Peppers, maybe even Deion Sanders are out of position cards. They'll be really, really good cards, 98 overall champions. And then your Season 7 franchise heroes. You've got Antonio Gates, James Harrison, Mike Webster, Aiden Hutchinson, and Adrian Peterson. Again, these release or start at 98 overall on Wednesday with the new season. Last thing I will bring up, if I can get it here, Madden NFL Direct. We are getting an AP update this Thursday, right? Offense and defensive AP is both going down -4 from 13 to 9 on offense and 16 to 12 on defense. Split opinions and reception from this change. I think it's better just purely in game, right? Less abilities with the current ability landscape. However, this late in the year, this ability kind of change makes to where now ability discounts on new cards is even more important. So, it kind of incentivizes getting the new cards even more now. And it also just allows for less creative freedom when it comes to building your team. We're kind of at a point of the game where players can use cards that didn't have the best ability stack because they were their favorite player, because you kind of had, so much extra AP on both sides of the ball. But let me know your guys' thoughts down below. I don't really like the lowered AP this late in the year just because of that reason. But let's now get into Madden Ultimate Team and talk about the AKA content. If you want extended coverage of the market and how I make my coins, subscribe to the Coin Bible exclusively on Team Get Lucky, link in the description. Starting out with your LTD, Terry McLaurin. Decent card, 98 speed, ability-wise, and this looks to be something we're going to be seeing every single AKA release, There's going to be a passive ability that is very, very low in AP in the last bucket, right? This one is Rack 'em Up, which just, it's not the best ability, right? Yak 'em Up would be better, doubling would be better, but it is unique to Terry McLaurin. His 98 overall has a 97 speed, and that ability is for 1 AP. The other AKA we did get, if I can eventually find it, it is Vita Vea. He also gets a very unique X Factor as an ability. This one being Fearmonger, which, again, is not the best, but it's unique to his card, right? Vita Vea, he serves his purpose. I wish this inside stuff was 0 AP, but it's 1 AP, right? Also gets Secure Tackler for 0 AP. So he's a solid run, stop, and defensive tackle. I'm going to say it again because I sound like a broken record, but AKA, there's going to be a week where one of these cards is a defensive back. He's going to get Avalanche, he's going to get Deep Zone KO, and he's going to be a really, really good card, right? Or he's going to get Universal Coverage for 0 or 1 AP, and he's going to be very, very good. It's only a matter of time. The ability buckets have caught the speed, and they have that factor of getting an X Factor as a passive ability, and they don't seem to be giving those out very often anymore, right? They're on, it seems like, the Ultimate Legends now. They're on the AKA players, and they're not on the Roster Evolution cards. And Thursday, it's very hit or miss, right? Ring of Honor did not have him. Team of the Year had him for a few players. We'll see if the All-Star athletes have him on there. But content this week, going to be 98 overall champions for this week and next week. 99 overall should not start until the Easter promo, which I believe to be April the 10th, right? That's 2.5 weeks from now. So if you do want to prep, and I wouldn't really say prepping for the All-Star Athletes promo is pointless this Thursday, but typically, right, for a part 1 of a multi-part program, the bulk of the set is going to be in the 95 overall heroes from the promo, right? Think Zero Chill, think Combine, think Team of the Year. Ring of Honor, we got lucky because they released a ton of packs, coin packs that is, that actually gave out these 95 overall players. So they were heavily, and they're still heavily supplied in the market, but I don't really expect the 85 overall market to move much this Thursday. Probably will move much more during part 2 when the markets were evened out from the 95 overall All-Star athletes and the Indy 95 side of the set. But if you do want to prep right, make sure you pick up your 95 overalls before this Thursday if you're planning on doing so. Some more niche market information, right? Or let's just talk about it. Make sure you guys finish up your season pass before this Wednesday. Level 42, I believe, is going to be the XP token that I'm really, really close to getting. It's 42 or 43. I forgot which one it is. Let's go to rewards. It is 44. No, it's 44. I was wrong. So I'm a few levels off there. Make sure, though, you guys finish up. And I would recommend saving your season tickets for the new season since you're able to get those cards up to 98 overall right away, as well as the season pass House Rules Showtime Showdown event is ending also in essentially 2 days, right? It ends Wednesday morning. So, if you've been winning this event a ton, I would say go ahead and play it, a number of times these last 2 days. Because once this goes away, we'll never probably see it back. And I feel like we're all going to regret not playing it more once it goes away. So yeah, Showtime ends this Wednesday. We'll see if they bring it back in some capacity with the new promo. But one thing to note, since we're getting new season champions, and one of them is an offensive lineman and Mike Webster being a center, make sure you guys sell any center you have that is sellable in your lineup. I promise you, Mike Webster is going to tank the center market. Creed Humphrey right now is going for like 300K. Even Kevin Mawai, who's 160 right now, this card will probably be 115, 120 Wednesday morning. Creed Humphrey will be under 200K this Wednesday morning because honestly, I'm going to do it too. I'm going to pick up Mike Webster. I'm going to sell the center that I have in my lineup, right? Alex Mack, if you have the 98 overall Alex Mack, he's going for 500K. I promise you, the entire center market is going to have a free fall this Wednesday. The other positions, right? Running back, tight end, defensive end, and then I'm blanking on the last one, the other defensive player. I have to go back and check it real quick. Where is the player from MUT Leaks? It is an outside linebacker. I wouldn't expect those positions to tank that much. More so just center's a very easy one, right? Plus, offensive lineman, I always recommend to add to your team when you can get them as a B and D. But that's really all the market stuff I have for today. Oh, one other thing that I forgot to mention, right? Ring of Honor players, their AP. And sorry if you were barking in the background. Ring of Honor players are getting that AP decrease or actually increase this Thursday for all cards. Now, I think the community is a little bit unaware of like how it exactly is going to go down. So it's happening this Thursday, but these abilities in the last 3 buckets aren't going to their full AP. TJ made it clear during the reveal stream that they're going to just be, they're pretty much going to be other slightly discounted abilities. And maybe some abilities are still going to stay at 0 AP that are really low AP altogether, like a pick artist. I can see staying at 0 AP in one of these buckets, but these ability buckets aren't going to be absolutely useless. They're going to be more so like along the lines of the Team of the Year buckets right at the very end, where, you know, Deep Zone, instead of it being 3 AP, will probably be 2 AP, right? Mid Zone KO, instead of being 2 AP, will probably be 1 AP. So these buckets aren't going to be absolutely useless. They're still going to be discounted abilities. So I think Ring of Honor players, people think they're going to be like absolutely goddamn terrible, right? Worse than Super Bowl cards starting this Thursday. But in reality, they're probably going to be like on the same level now as Team of the Year. The way I kind of structured them, right? They're not as good as Combine players, but they're better than Team of the Year cards right now. Once that AP change happens on Thursday, combined with the AP increase on these cards, they're going to be on the same level as the Team of the Year cards. So they're not going to be absolutely useless. But still, you're probably going to sell them off before Thursday because you know the Madden community, right? You know how they are. They're going to panic. They're going to sell these cards off Thursday morning when the AP change happens and their AP on these cards go up. So make sure if you have Ring of Honor players, probably want to sell them before Thursday morning. I would probably say Wednesday is your day to sell them, right? Before the All-Star Athletes reveal stream. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I guess one other market thing I can note, since the AP change announcement, a lot of offensive linemen have gone up in price from Team of the Year. Jordan Malata has gone from 250K this past Thursday all the way up to 400K. So, you know, might want to sell him off, just take advantage of that market increase again. He was 250K this past Thursday. Will probably go down again this Thursday with new content coming out. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have for you guys on this Market Monday. More so just kind of wrapping up the new season, right? Finish off house rules. AP change, we'll see how that affects the game. Or that impact it has this Thursday, if it has any more market effects, other than offensive linemen going up in price today. But that's all for this video today. If you have any questions, make sure to put them down in the comments below. And until next time, peace.